Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about my top 5 most anticipated games for the rest of 2016 from now onwards. What am I excited for? What am I hyped for, etc. And there's a lot that's not made this list that are an amazing games and whatever, but I just feel it was a very hard list to put together. So again, this is not right, this is not wrong, it's an opinion. So let me know yours down below. As always, I'll get back to you guys. But yeah, let's get into this. But obviously, before we do that, I just want to give an honourable mention to 2 games. One technically coming out in 2016, one I think will be delayed to 2017 if it's not already been. The first one, Persona 5. Playing through Persona 4 Golden, the game's goddamn amazing. It really is. I can definitely see the hardware. You know, it's not Uncharted, but it looks beautiful. Even in my opinion, even on the Vita, which isn't the most powerful of, it's a relatively powerful handheld, but it's not exactly, the most powerful system out there. But yeah, it looks amazing. I'm excited for this, playing through it. But the reason this is not on the top 5 list is because only the Japanese version is coming out in 2016, which again, Japan, very lucky. They get all the great custom consoles, they get all these great games, early. But nah, all jokes aside, yeah, the game's coming out. I don't speak Japanese. I wouldn't obviously get the full enjoyment out of the game if I was to get this. So I'll be waiting for obviously the UK version. But let me know, guys, are you interested in Persona at all? Are you a noob? Sort of like, I guess, me, I haven't beat this game first. But yeah, let me know down below. And the second one, I think it's still scheduled for 2016, but I'm going to play it safe and say it's going to be delayed. And that is Nier Automata. This game looks amazing. Everything I've seen of it, the graphics, the gameplay, everything about this game looks amazing. It looks right up my alley. Cannot wait to play this game. Yeah, and it should be a ton of fun to play. We've got Tokyo Game Show, so we could get a confirmed 2016 release date. But as of this video, it's kind of up in the air, so that's why it's on the honourable mentions list. But both great games. But let me know, is there any games, again, that I didn't put on this list that you think should be on there? But let's get into the list. And in number 5, in the number 5 spot, Batman Telltale. Now, this game is going to be amazing. I think they've built like a new engine. The graphics are apparently a lot better on this game than before. For me personally, I don't really care. Of course, I love Uncharted. I love The Last of Us, Ratchet and Clank. These visually stunning games. But for me personally, no, I'm not, a graphics whore like that. I love a good story above anything else. And that's why every single Telltale game for the last couple of years, going off the last end of the generation on the PS3, coming into the PS4, I buy them all. Even in series I'm not that interested in, Borderlands, I'm not a huge Borderlands fan, but the game was amazing because Telltale made it. So yeah, I'm over the moon about this this game. It looks great. I'm not sure how the timeline's going to work out. I know there's a physical copy coming in September, so I don't know what that means. Does it mean it's coming out early? I don't really know. The full game might not be out in 2016, so again, that would kind of suck. But Telltale, I think this is going to have a lot of resemblance to the Wolf Among Us. Obviously, my favourite is The Walking Dead. That's the best series I feel that Telltale actually have. But with that being said, I love The Wolf Among Us a lot as well. So yeah, gonna keep an eye out on this. Honourable mentions, I know I put 2 in there, but Batman VR and the Batman Collection. Yeah, I'm not even a huge Batman fan, but those games are going to be incredible. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. In number 4, Now, this is going to surprise a few people. You're probably thinking, what the hell is he putting this here for? Because it is getting a lot of hate. Rightfully so, maybe. Maybe the fans feel a little bit miffed off or whatever. I understand that. But I'm not a huge fan of the series. I'm going to be honest about that. But from what I've seen on a gameplay standpoint, on the whole package, Call of Duty, I know, Infinite Warfare, and the... now, I'm putting this on because you're not only getting Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, you're also getting Modern Warfare Remastered. And I think the two of them together are going to be incredible. I think, I have high hopes. Ex-Naughty Dog devs working on it. Call of Duty, people like to talk a lot of, stuff on Call of Duty, but it has a very, very addicting sort of multiplayer aspect to the game. And I think people, that, the outrage is there now about it going to space and, being a little less realistic. But to me, I ain't really too bothered about ultra realism in games, as is Ratchet and Clank's one of my favourite games of the year, and that's, I believe, not based on, facts. So, yeah, I'm putting it there. I think it's going to be really good, and I think it's going to be the best one for quite a while. Ex-Naughty Dog devs working on it. They're going full out on this new sort of, vision for the series. It could end up flopping, but I think it could be the change that maybe the series needed. The series got a little bit stagnant. People moaned, and when they change it, people again moan for change. We'll just have to see, though. But I'd say keep an eye out for this game. The next game on the list, and again, it could be very surprising to some people, but Gran Turismo Sport, yes. GT Sport is coming, PlayStation 4. Now, I'm going to be honest here. If this wasn't a VR game as well, fully playable in VR, I may not be as interested as I am now. But the full VR integration, meaning I'm going to be driving these fast cars, just absolutely fully immersed in the game, as well as it being visually stunning, a real hardcore racer, and I loved. Now, it did have its problems, on GT6. I think we all know that. It was stuck on a PS3 that didn't help it as well. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is going to be a return to form for Gran Turismo, and I think this is going to be, a very, very, very good game. It looks beautiful. They've got like the hit detection on, and the Gran Turismo developers themselves, have kind of come out and said, the PS3 generation was a little bit of a nightmare with the cell architecture. They couldn't get everything they wanted in the game, a lot of delays, etc. But now they're absolutely loving working on the PS4, so that's great as well. But Gran Turismo Sport, gonna be amazing, coming out November, fully playable in VR. I'm incredibly excited for this game, and it gets that third place on the list. Now, in number 2, now this is a fight up. You ask me another day, I'm very much like this with my list. If you ask me another day, these two would swap positions. The rest of them, I agree with. These two could swap at any time, but as I'm doing this video now, this is how it is. In number 2, Final Fantasy 15. Now, this game has been in development for a long time. It was Final Fantasy 13 something versus, I don't know. It was called that. As you can see, I wasn't particularly excited for the game. I'm not like one of these guys that has been tracking this game from the start. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan. Most of the previous games give me really bad headaches. So, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan. I'm not like a Square Enix sort of like fanboy or whatever who's just really excited because it's from Square. No, this is purely because the free demo. I am honestly, guys, I was not planning on getting this game in the slightest. I was going to miss it, maybe get it on sale, but probably not. Because of my previous track record with Final Fantasy games. Yeah, they haven't been too good, giving me headaches. With this, though, played through the demo, had no problems, and I just fell in love with it. I think if you watch my review, sort of, first impressions, whatever you want to call it, of Final Fantasy 15. I was just over the moon. I absolutely fell in love with the game. Couldn't wait for the release date. And in fact, after 5 minutes of beating the demo, which is not a long demo, so I'd recommend you go download it yourself. I'd pre-ordered the game. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd already pre-ordered it. I cannot wait for this game. Again, this is coming from someone, bear that in mind, who's not a Final Fantasy fan, who hasn't beat all the games. This is just coming from an outsider who, yeah, can't wait for this game. But in number one spot, my most anticipated game, and that is Team Ico's Japan Studios, whatever the hell it is called now, The Last Guardian. This game, I can't wait for. I mean, we had to wait for it for a very, very long time, but this is finally coming out. We hope, you know what I'm saying? Knowing this game, it's probably going to be delayed. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, it's been delayed this many times. Sony's just chucking it out. They don't care about, reviews and all this sort of stuff. I would, if this wasn't the timing of the game when it's being released, I'd absolutely agree. If this was a January, February, March sort of game, 2017, I'd say, yeah, they're just, whatever, they're just chucking it out. But Sony isn't particularly known for dropping big new AAA games in the holiday season. And they are dropping Gran Turismo, which is their biggest franchise. You know what I'm saying? They are dropping Gran Turismo, which is their biggest franchise. That doesn't mean, they're dropping Gran Turismo because it's the best game in the world or whatever, but it already has that established fan base who will buy the game regardless. So, with that being said, The Last Guardian doesn't have that. A lot of them died off from the PS2 generation. It's been a whole generation since that. Sony know that, it hasn't got that hype coming off a Shadow of the Colossus, coming off an Eco. Now, there has been a lot of talk about it, but it hasn't all been good. Bear that in mind. So for me personally, I think, Sony has a lot of confidence in this game to drop it in the holiday season amongst Mafia 3, amongst Battlefield 1, just before Gran Turismo. I think they have a lot of faith in this game, and Sony is certainly not one to not delay a game. They have absolutely no problem doing that. So to me personally, I think this is they've got a lot of confidence in this game. Yoshida's come out and again, he's not going to come out and say the game's terrible or whatever, but he says he thinks it's going to meet expectations. It's probably not, as like an outsider. I guess you could argue I'm a PlayStation fan or whatever, but more of an outsider than Yoshida himself. I'm going to say I don't think it will reach the massive expectations. Some people don't even know, have never played Shadow of the Colossus, never played Eco. So for them, they're coming off like just the hype, the talk about this game, For me personally, yeah, I just cannot wait for this game. I thought it could be hit and miss. It still could, but I think Sony has a lot of confidence in this IP to bring it back from the dead, you know what I'm saying, and then put it in a holiday season amongst some massive games. I think Sony's got some confidence in this game, but that is my opinion. That is my list. Let me know, guys, what is your list? What games are you most excited for coming out the rest of the year? Is it Battlefield 1? Is it Mafia? Is it, let me know down below. But as always, guys, this has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll catch you guys in a new video.